Assalamu alaikum everyone. So we will resume from where we left. All right. Okay. And was model number 9, integration using ln function. Okay, so in this model, we learned that in model number 9, of course. Um, Give me 1 minute. Yes. So in model number 9, we learned that when we have, let's say, when the differential, when uh, the differential of the denominator is present in the numerator, we can simply integrate it like this, right? It would be ln x square minus 1 plus c. But what if I tell you that the differential of the denominator is not in the numerator? Then what are we going to do? That we will learn is in model number 10, which is integration applied to partial fractions. Let's just start it fresh here. Model number 10, integration applied to partial fractions. So just simply write what I said earlier. When when two functions are divided in a manner, such a manner that the differential of the denominator, that the differential of the denominator is not present in the numerator, then we will first apply partial fractions, and then the relevant integration. All right. So let me give you an example of this. Okay. So let's say we have 3x plus 1 and x square minus 1. Now let's see whether the differential of the denominator is in the numerator or not. So the differential would be 2x, right? And we can clearly see that 2x is not in the numerator. So now our next logical approach would be to try and apply partial fraction. Now notice that this is written in the form a square minus b square, which is a plus b, a minus b. All right. So let's just write it like that. 3x plus 1, a square minus b square is a plus b, or x plus 1, and x minus 1, right? So now we are going to apply partial fractions the way we do, completely normally, right? So it could be a x minus 1 plus b x plus 1. All right. So now let's assume let x is equal to 1. That way we can eliminate this and get a. When x is equal to 1 plus 1 and 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 multiplied by b is eventually 0. So we get 2a is equal to 4 here and a is equal to 2. All right, so we have the value of a. Now let's find b. So in order to find b, let x is equal to minus 1. So we get rid of this whole thing. All right, so 3 minus 1 plus 1 is equal to b minus 1 minus 1. There's no need to write this because this is 0 multiplied by a is eventually 0. All right, so we get minus 2 here and minus 2b. Minus minus cancels out, this cancels out. B is equal to 1. All right, b is equal to 1. Now just as write it like this: 2 upon minus 1 plus 1 upon x plus 1. This is what we have, right? Now, in short, through partial fractions, we have expressed this, which is this, into this form. All right. And now this form can be integrated normally. All right. Now let's try integrating it. Right. Right. So let's see if we can apply ln here. Okay. So the differential here is 1, but we have 2. So we are going to take 2 outside and we are going to rewrite it like this: x minus 1. And if we differentiate this, we have 1. So there's no need to rewrite it. So this would be 2 ln x minus 1 plus ln x plus 1 plus c. This is how you would integrate 3x plus 1 upon x square minus 1 square. First, apply partial fractions, convert it into a form that it on which integration could be applied, and then simply integrate it. All right. So now I truly hope you understand how you integrate partial fractions. But of course, a very important thing to realize here is that the in exam questions aren't going to be this simple. The examples and the concepts I'm giving you throughout this uh, this explanation, the purpose of that is to make you understand the concept And and these are the basic concepts that are going to apply to any question out there, right? But only through different ways and trickier ways, of course. And the idea you will get is through solving questions yourself, of course, right? So it's very important that you do a lot of questions, because the more you do, the easier it would get eventually. All right. So this was it. This is partial fractions. And now I want to take a moment here to like make you practice a random question from testing some of the models we have studied previously. So let's do it, and let's explore a, a concept through it as well, right? So this has nothing to do with partial fractions, by the way. It's just building upon the concepts we have learned so far in integration. All right. So let's say we have with us, let's say we have to integrate cos square x. All right. So here is how students normally do it. They see cos square x. Oh, I can do it easily. And what they do is that cos x 3, they add 3 plus 1 upon 3 plus c, which is completely wrong, right? So remember when we did integration involving powers, there that was model number 4. If you go back and refer to your notes, there's one very important note I wrote, and that was where ax plus b is always linear, always a linear function, right? And not a trigonometric function. All right. So to differentiate trigonometric functions such as cos square x, now you notice that there is there can there is an identity being applied here, right? Cos 2x. Firstly, let me write down all what I said. If you do not, let's recap model number 4 as well, right? We have learned that ax plus b, this is model number 4, right? Ax plus b power, let's say 2. Now we have to integrate this, all right? So to integrate this, what we will do, since this is a linear function, right? Since this is a linear function, what we will do is ax plus b add 3, and 3 multiplied by differential of this uh, bracket plus c. This is how you integrate a linear function. But notice that this is a trigonometric function which is not linear. So you are not going to uh, integrate it like this. So how are you going to integrate it like this? I will tell you in a moment. All right. So as I was saying earlier, we know that there is an identity called cos 2x, which is cos square x minus sine square x, or more, or it can also be rewritten as 2 cos square x minus 1. Now this can be rearranged as plus 1, and cos square x can be rewritten like this, divided by 2, right? Now, whenever you see cos square x solely and want to integrate it, this is what we're going to do. All right. Now replace it, cos 2x plus 1, 2. So now this is what you're going to integrate. All right. So 1 upon 2 will be written outside. And now you are going to integrate this. All right. So it would be the integral of cos 2x as we learned in model number 8, right? The integral of cos 2x is sine 2x upon 2, and this would be x plus c. All right. So it would be sine 2x upon 4 plus 1 upon 2x plus. All right. So this is how you would do it. Now. Similarly, if you encounter, let's say, sine square x, all right, you are not going to uh, add plus 1 to the power and divide it like this. No, this is completely wrong. You're going to follow the same approach, right? You know that cos 2x is equal to 2 cos square x minus sine square x. Or in other words, if I tell you, yeah, as I was saying earlier, in other words, I tell you, it would be 1 minus 2 sine square x. And by rearranging this and following the same manner, right? So 2 sine square x is equal to 1 plus cos 2 minus cos 2x, and sine square x would be 1 minus cos 2x upon 2. So this is what you are going to integrate, right? This is what you're going to integrate, okay? And I'm sure you can do this yourself. Try this out yourself, okay? So this was something which I wanted you to be mindful about. And now we are left with few more models and we are done with integration, and hopefully we'll practice some questions of involving both differentiation and integration and more. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.